All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 11 of the 4-Line podcast. As always, my name is CJ.
Is your amigo Brandon in the cut?
All right, so as always, welcome to episode 11. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on this video if you're new to the channel. Make sure you check out our older videos if you want. Check out the series recap from the Atlanta series
out right
that
now.
came out yesterday.
Like right now.
Link in right now.
Instagram bio if you haven't checked it out.
Link in the facts at the 4-Line. Get us to 800 followers. Actually not 700 followers. I'm dumb. That's wrong by me.
Moment.
Bro moment right there. I always get the bro moments like a minute into the video. But anyway, let's get a little fit of the day action. As always, what do we got?
So we got a regular schmegula Yankees with the Bremen fact. Shout out to Mark, we miss you. Then we got what was supposed to be the alternate jersey this year. Never ended up
bro moment on the Yankees. Yeah, it's a bro moment right there.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
And of course we got a big birthday in the cut. So, you know
yes, sir.
CJ, what do we got on today?
I'm on, as you saw in the last video, I have this boring background behind me because I'm in South Carolina.
Still in South Carolina, but we don't fail to put out a video for you guys.
Exactly, bro. We put out videos all the time, but don't mind the weird background. And I know it's not appealing at all. It's not my regular studio room, but it is what it is, man. But anyway, because this is the only jersey I brought on vacation, it's the Garrett Cole jersey as I won in the last video. Same fit as the last video, literally. I mean, even the Subway Series hat with the ugly Nike swoosh. No lucky glasses today, even though they're lucky technically still. I just don't feel like putting on my glasses today. We're not getting a bro moment for the glasses.
Yes, we are. CJ doesn't even need glasses, and he wears them. And the Yankees lost one.
But then they won again. They won again.
You have no prescription. These are sunglasses. Big birthday in the cut. Please, it's a bro moment on the glasses.
All right, we'll give the bro moment as this is like the weekly thing. How the weekly bro is on the glasses.
Whenever I see those glasses,
bro. So anyway, moving on here, we got a lot of news. We got a lot of Yankee stuff. We got a lot of stuff to discuss this video. We got a little guest appearance coming on at the end, so stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it.
Stay tuned. You do not want to miss that. So anyway. Some news that came out this week. We're gonna just hit these topics quickly here. Playoff bubble. I believe it was reported that the MLB is considering doing a postseason bubble. Apparently in New York. That's what I read. I mean, it worked out great for the NBA. It worked out great for the NHL. Rob Manfred, put your ego aside and just do it. Just do it. I mean, I love to see it.
I believe it was in the previous episode, I believe. Don't get me wrong. But ESPN and Disney, they have
exactly.
I can't even count how many fields they have.
They have
so many baseball fields that they could play at. 60, 90, same distance, everything. So honestly, I wish they would just move the bubble to be there right now. As we can see, the NBA and the NHL.
Bro moment right there.
The NBA and the NHL.
Come on, man.
Go Devils, baby.
Has 0 positive cases of coronavirus in the bubble. They are the 2 sports organizations that are really taking control of the fact of coronavirus is still a thing. So big shout out to them. It's really nice encouragement to these other sports organizations like MLB, where I believe MLB should be. They should really be right down in Orlando with the NBA. But I mean, obviously, Mr. Bobbert, let's get a bro moment for him with the clown.
Bro moment for Bobbert. Bro moment on Bobbert.
He's very stuck up in his ways, and it really needs to change.
I couldn't agree more, bro. And the thing is, I was just in Disney World for a day. So I was able to see some of the players' hotels. One of the NBA hotels was right across from mine. and then you saw like the buses going around. Like I actually drove by like where the arena was. They had a few fields there. They had the arenas. They had players. They had like the hotel. Like I was on like they have like a train system there. Like
That's
I was
probably
on
the closest that CJ has been to De'Aaron Fox.
and that's probably the closest I'll ever be to Darren Fox, but because he plays in California, go Kings, baby. Even though we lost to the Nets, but anyway, you gotta yeah, that was just a flat out depressing on us.
But we're about to
Like,
lose
you
to
saw,
the
like-
Raptors. It's okay.
But we saw like half the hotel complex was fenced off because that was like the bubble area, and like the other half had like paying customers. So it was interesting. I mean, like how they're working. I saw people walking around in suits and polos like when I took a look like at the property. Who knows who those people might have been? But anyway,
LeBron James.
moral of the story here. Bubble, as much as I want to see home ballparks in the playoffs because that adds home field advantage, I'd love to see the bubble because it, like, say for example the Cardinals make the playoffs, and say we were in the playoffs right now, the Cardinals would not be able to play in the playoffs because their whole team is out with the corona.
But what
I mean-
sucks is that teams are still traveling. That's the main precaution, and teams are still going out
Oh yeah,
to like bars and go out to eat. The NBA, they don't let barely anybody leave besides probably if you're LeBron James. But
oh yeah, but they're now allowing family and friends to come in. Like each player could have like 4 family
Yeah.
or friends to visit the bubble now.
so
But the thing,
the main thing is the traveling aspect. These MLB teams, they're still traveling. Doesn't matter if they're only in the West Coast or only in the East Coast. They still have to travel. That's like they have
Yeah.
to take a plane from New York to Florida. I mean, it's unbelievable.
exactly, it's crazy. But then you have like players like this dude on the Indians, Zach Plesac, goes out to the bar and a restaurant with his friends when a player on the team in Carlos Carrasco just recovered from cancer, yet he's out here partying with the corona and he could get his whole team sick. I mean, you can't do that now. I mean, like if there's no season, just go do it, I guess. I mean, it's your decision, but the league, as we said in the last video, Manfred has to do something to convince players and stop players from going out all the time here and getting the virus potentially and spreading it to the rest of the team and putting the whole season and their team season in jeopardy. I mean, it makes no sense. What you just can't stay locked down. I mean, you get to go hang out with your team regardless. I mean, I don't get why you have to constantly go out and party for no reason at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
but anyway,
let's talk about Clint
moving on. What do we
Frazier.
got? My boy.
Let's talk about Clint Frazier, bro. What do you have, CJ, about my boy, Clint Frazier?
As I said in recent videos, I am the CEO of the Clint Frazier fan club. And I am beyond thrilled that Clint Frazier is now with the Yankees. He's getting his opportunity. And he hit an absolute bomb in this first at-bat
Coming out with
against
a
the
show,
Braves. in
with a
Game 2.
huge
Word, bro.
show.
Yes, and I love Clint Frazier. Like I love how like after the time he ducked the media last year after that bad game against Boston, he's kind of like, and like all those like weird social media posts and like unfollowing and Twitter and all that. Like he unfollowed the whole team on like Instagram or Twitter. But then I don't. That's just childish stuff. But then he kind of like matured a bit. Like he talks to the media. Like I read he had a conversation with Cashman and Boone, like before the season when he got sent down, and he asked, "What is my role with the team?" And that's just like that's a mature way to do things instead of just going ranting on social media and stuff. I mean, that's the way to do things. You know what I'm saying? Like, so respect to Clint Frazier for
He
kind of
did
adjusting
tell
and
them.
maturing a bit.
He did say that he was coming here and that he was the best player that he could possibly be, and we definitely saw
Yes.
that in this game.
Yes.
We have
I mean-
definitely saw that Clint Frazier
yeah.
is possibly the best player that he can be, getting hits, hitting bombs. I mean, this is
And he's being
part of the team, an asset that we need.
Yeah, and he's being like a better person towards like the media and towards other players. So that's good to see. I mean, I love Clint Frazier and I support him. And it's unfortunate that players like Gardner, Talkman, and Hicks and Judge, Stanton kind of like clog up the outfield, and there's really no room for a dude like Clint Frazier. But I really want to see Clint Frazier with the team because he could play a huge impact, as we saw in the Atlanta game. I mean, the dude. I feel like he just brought like a spark to the Yankees that game,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's what he's done in the past, where he just pulls up and he just gets big hits. Like I don't remember. I think it was 2017. He walked off the Brewers with a home run in like one of his first games up, and he was hitting the ball like crazy after that. In the postseason, he was doing well. That 2017 postseason, and it's good because he has a ton of potential, and I love to see him in the big leagues. I love to see him on the Yankees. He's one of my favorite players with the team, so that's good to see. I mean, I
Wouldn't be
love Clint
shocked if
Frazier. We all love Clint
CJ.
Frazier.
I wouldn't be shocked if CJ gets a jersey real soon.
Yeah, Clint Frazier stays up. That's the next jersey I'm getting, but because I'm a jersey I'm an addict to jerseys, but good to see Clint Frazier up and performing well. So anyway, moving on here. What do we got next, my
The
friend? What do we got?
rotations. These pitching rotations. I mean, I can't really say that much.
Well, they've improved a bit, as we
bit.
saw in like that game against Tampa, like that game where we blew. Paxton looked good for most of the game, but then Boone left him in after he gave up that double. Then he comes and gives up 2 home runs. Not the way to go. That was very bad. But Tanaka was all right. Montgomery looked better. I mean, you kind of, but and then Garrett Cole goes out here, pitches a gem against the Rays. So if you're
I'm
not
trying
Garrett
to
Cole,
keep my cool right now and composure.
yeah.
You know what?
Uh oh. Oh nah. Here it is.
Listen, this is all to the whole pitching rotation, excluding from Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole's a god right now. Shout out to you, Garrett Cole. You better get your shit right. I get that we're doing good right now, but this cannot last like this. It really cannot.
I can't.
I
Bruh.
can't.
Bruh.
I can't.
I don't blame you, bro.
Please.
I mean, it's
Please
Bruh.
stop giving up easy hits. Stop letting runners on base.
seriously, man. I mean, like Montgomery and Tanaka and Paxton look a little better, but then like you gotta limit the hits that you're giving up here. I mean, you can't just give up tons of hits and
These are
expect to win the game.
high-scoring games.
Exactly. I mean, the offense is carrying us here. I mean, if there was no offense, if the offense was quiet, we would have lost both of those games again. Well, especially that first game against Atlanta. I mean,
Now
Atlanta's
is
going
when-
up here with double-digit hits both games.
Now is when I'm really getting frustrated because it's one thing that the Yankees win. Yay, Yankees win. We love to see it. When they're
Yes, we do.
winning and it's constantly winning in high-scoring games, there has to be something wrong. Even though the Yankees are winning, it's awesome.
I mean, it's fine if they're winning.
Fact that the other team is taking advantage and scoring as much as they shouldn't be is baffling.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, people.
I mean, like when you had Montgomery and all these dudes pitch that series against the Red Sox, you give up 7 runs. That's not good. I mean, if you keep under like 3 and under, that's fine. But like if you give up like over 5, that's a little bit of an issue. Even if you win the game, yeah, it's fine. The Yankees win, but that's a little bit of like a concerning factor here. If they keep giving up like tons of hits per game and giving up more runs, I mean that's not good. Look here, like, I'm gonna pull up the box score for these Atlanta games right here. I remember the first game, the 9-6. That game was kind of blown away. Like the bullpen kind of gave up some runs that inning, but
The
I
last
clicked the
game
wrong
was
thing.
it was a 3-6 final score. Still,
Yeah, but then 9-6 Yankees that game. Was it
Come on.
Montgomery goes 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs with 4 strikeouts?
4 innings. Come on, a pitcher doesn't
6
last
innings,
4 innings.
six innings.
Oh,
He went 6 innings.
you almost made me
Tanaka
lose
went
my
4 innings.
cool.
Next game.
Oh,
No. But then
even worse, as a pitcher in the major leagues, they're relying on you to at least stay
go at least 5.
So-
At least 5.
till 6th or 7th inning max.
Exactly. At
As
least
a
5 or 6.
pitcher in the major leagues, you should not be lasting only 4 innings. You should not be
You're
giving
not
up
wrong.
that amount of runs, that amount of hits, that amount of base runs. It should not be happening.
Exactly, but then you see like the lower end bullpen guys here, like David Hale, 2 hits, 1 earned run. Luis Sessa 2 hits, 1 earned run. But then I really don't get that. And then the Braves had 8 hits that game compared to the Yankees 6. Okay, but then the next game,
If
the
it
Braves
wasn't for
put
our
3.
offense,
The
we
next
would have
game,
not won
exactly, it
that
wasn't
game.
for the offense. But the next game, the Braves put across 3 hits, 3 runs, excuse me, and 11 hits. The Yankees had 12 hits and 6 runs. I mean, the offense, yes, you're doing good, but let's look at the Yankees pitchers here. Tanaka, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 innings. I wish you could have gone longer. Then Loizaga gives up 3 hits in 2 innings. Then there's really no issues, and then Holder just gives up a run in the ninth. I mean, really not that bad. I mean, the bullpen looked okay, but they used so many bullpen guys that game. I mean, considering it was an off day the next day, it wasn't that big of a deal. But you use Tanaka pitches 4 innings, but then you use Loizaga, Green, Avilon, Ottavino, Holder, and Britton. For not that, like, Avilon pitched .2 innings, Ottavino pitched .1, Holder pitched .1, and then Britton closed it out in the ninth. I mean, that's what I don't get. I mean, why are you
So
just putting these guys in for 1 out and then taking them out?
enough said. We could go on about this topic all day if we really
Yeah,
wanted to. But
yeah.
long story
I could see
short,
that.
fix the rotation.
Yeah, you guys gotta get it together a little bit more. I mean, there was some improvement, but just get it. Got it. You're not living up to the full potential. Anyway, what were you saying?
So the Reds stating that they might have fans sometime this
Ooh,
season.
you'll
Honestly,
love to see that.
we would die to go to a game, but it's
Oh
not
yeah, bro.
smart at this point, in my opinion. It is not smart. Same way that Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys said that there will be fans this season. This
Ooh,
fall, which
really?
is a month away in Dallas for the Dallas Cowboys games. This is not smart of anyone. Safety comes
Especially in
number one priority in this point.
exactly.
Where
Especially in a state like Texas.
if we're still wearing our mask out, you really think that you should be attending a baseball game? Please, come on.
Yeah, especially states like Texas that have like high risk, like tons of infections right now. But I mean, like states that are decreasing, like Ohio, New York, Florida. Like
Nah.
I'm in Disney World right now. Well, I was in Disney World. Like you had social distance everywhere. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, like it was kind of like a little bit too adjusted, but it was okay. But then if you put like 1/3 of the stadium, like the Reds might do, and you just put like fans, like if like separate parties, like say me and you go to a game, then you put like a few other people like 2 seats away, so like it's 6 feet. But I
Yeah.
don't get why you just can't walk into the stadium,
This
just walk to your seat, and not you can't walk around everywhere. You can't go to visit players. You can't go get autographs. You can just go to your assigned seat and only get up to use the bathroom or go buy something from the snack stand. I mean,
this
and keep social
is
distance and wear a mask during the stadium.
this virus is not going away anytime soon. This is
hmm
this is gonna be here
For
for a little
for a
while.
little
You're
bit
not
more.
gonna be able to go out somewhere without a mask for a little bit. I mean,
Yeah,
um a couple years ago there was the Ebola or a different
Ebola.
virus, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
Ebola.
mass craze like this is right now, and a
Yeah,
lot
then
of
you had like
people
2000,
there was a
2009. You had like this.
yeah
Yeah, we're saying
there
you
was
go.
another virus in like 2009 where it
Yeah, the
was
swine
bigger than
flu.
this, bigger than
It
this,
was
and there
the
was
U.S.
no
The
panic.
U.S. The U.S. had more infections. That was only an epidemic in the U.S., I believe. But then you have people attending Yankees World Series games in 2009 while swine flu is going on. I mean,
Yeah,
I really don't
and
know much about the swine flu. I was
how
only in kindergarten.
how was it not that big of a deal as this is? I don't understand it. So we're not
I
going to
mean,
be
there's tons of
back to
factors. There's
normal.
tons of factors. Not to get political here, but there are tons of factors of why this is a big deal. But this
This
is a
is
baseball
not
podcast, not a politics podcast.
this is this is just crazy at this point. So
It
the
is.
fact that they're
It
thinking
is.
of having fans is just it just annoys me, you know?
I mean, I could see it happening. I mean, like, I really wouldn't like. I mean, if you just spread people out evenly and just put certain rules in place, and then like sanitize everything like after games, that's fine by me. I mean, I would attend a Yankee game, but that's just my opinion. I mean, like, I was out here in Disney, social distance everywhere, masks on all the time. fine. I mean, wearing a mask in the heat isn't as bad as you think it might be. So yeah, I mean that's that. But anyway, what do we got next? Moving on here, we got
So next we have our man's King Glaber hopping on the live stream.
third guest appearance coming on.
King Glaber is gonna be on in 3. Oh wait, 3, 2, 1.
All right, so welcome back to this part of the video. We got a guest here. We have Jonas, aka King Glaber. What's going on, dude?
What's up?
Welcome to the show.
Make sure you guys go follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, we drop the ad.
Your Insta, bro.
Yeah, we got the ads right here.
It's on there.
Yeah,
so all right, fellas, cold day in the Bronx.
Oh yeah.
Against the Red Sox for the first time. How we feeling?
Very excited
Pretty
right now.
good.
Man.
I would love to see it. I can't
I'm looking forward to this.
to see some ass being whooped.
With Colton Brewer starting for the Red Sox, I mean, you can't help but lick your chops there. It's gonna be a fun night.
Who are these guys, man?
It's gonna be fun.
I mean,
this guy Brewer's been with them for a long time, but I mean, the rest of their bullpen, like the rest of the guys they have opening up games, pitching like the first 1-2 innings, like man,
they're awful.
Yeah,
who are these guys?
I never heard that name before.
I find it hysterical that this team won a World Series 2 years ago, and now they're just the worst team in the
Look
AL.
how bad the Astros are and the Red Sox are at this point. I mean, it's funny. It's comedy.
It is really funny. I told CJ this before, though. I told CJ this before in 2018. My theory of what happened is that Cora and Hinch had a little arrangement in that ALCS. He said, Cora said, listen, if you don't let us win this, I'm going to blow the whistle on the whole cheating thing in Houston. Like, that's totally just a theory. There's no way we could ever we probably won't ever know for sure. But,
yeah, so
again, it's a theory.
It's
not tried. It's not true.
We were gonna ask,
I agree with that.
Is what's your like position on the Astros cheating and all these cheating scandals going around? Like, how do you feel about it?
Well, obviously, I think I speak for everyone when I say, like, dude, it's horrible. It's detrimental to the sport, and I mean, Manfred just babying them is just going to make the situation worse because we're what 15 or wow, we're almost 20 games into the season. It's flying. It's flying. We're a third of the way through the season. We're a third of the way through the season, fellas. Like, damn.
Well, that's crazy,
anyway,
man.
Manfred babying them's only going to make the situation worse because then you piss off guys like Joe Kelly, guys like Ramon Laureano, who Joe Kelly, I mean, Yankee fans know it best in the past that he's got a hair-trigger temper. He's ready to throw hands at any point, and he will. He will not just throw hands. He will throw at your head. Free Joe Kelly.
Free Laureano.
And free Laureano, too.
Yo,
free them both.
Drop a comment in the video if you guys want to see us just cop a free Joe Kelly jersey. We'll put it on the pinstripes. We'll make a custom jersey for Joe Kelly.
Get it on the back.
We'll put it on the pinstripe. Yeah. We'll put hashtag Joe Kelly. Let us know if you guys want to do that. Cause I'm
free Joe Kelly, baby.
We will buy that.
Too.
You got 4-line merch now.
Yeah, we're 4-line merch coming soon, boys.
Always, we're working on it. So make sure you guys drop a comment. If you guys want merch publicly released.
One last thing I got to say here. We all hate the Astros, but I read like something that like Jordan Montgomery in his start against Phillies said that he thought the Phillies were stealing signs and cheating somehow. I don't think I brought this up, but that's like
stealing signs. I mean, it's part of the game. Playing high school baseball, you're always looking at the other team.
Yeah.
To see, they're gonna keep doing this sign. You know, playing high school baseball, you're always looking at the other coaching team to see what signs they're using all the time. If they wipe their arm, you know they're gonna steal or something. So I don't really see that as cheating. I see that more like being smart in the head.
Yeah, so do I.
It's just like being aware of the game. It's like, I mean, it really got under our skin as fans, I think, last year in the ALCS when, Bregman, every time he walked or every time he got on base, he got a hit. He just like, he points at the dugout making all these signs like he just discovered fire. Like, bro, shut up. Like, I get what you're doing, but it's annoying. And at the time we thought like, hey, it's part of the game. We got to deal with it. But no, they were really dead ass.
Oh, not now. I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. But I mean, And they who knows, looking at it now, I feel like they did use buzzers last year.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. I don't think any of us would be.
Look at their
Look
record
at them now.
compared from
Look at them now.
last year to now. I mean, how are you going from a team that's almost first, second place around that area to being the worst in the AL with the Red Sox? Come on.
I mean, that's
love to
concrete evidence right there that they probably were cheating last year. And you see all these dudes like Altuve, Springer, Correa, Bregman, they're not hitting at all. And even
they're not getting a little buzzer to say, hit the ball.
Exactly.
You're gonna swing, fastball's coming.
Yeah, there's no trash can.
One buzz fastball. It's like, all right, guys, they're catching on to the whistling. They're catching on to the trash cans. So what we're going to do now, just slip a little buzzer in there. And then Jose, you're going to get a bad tattoo. That's our cop-out story.
I love that. When Correa was like, oh, he got a bad tattoo. It's pretty bad. I was dying.
Dude, also, not to mention, he's the quote, oh, last time I take off my shirt, I get in trouble with my wife. Dude, did you ever see him and his wife's Instagrams? Bro, his shirt is off on some fucking beach in Cancun. Every single picture. What am I missing here, bro? Like, what?
Every time, bro. I mean, this is probably the best podcast yet, by the way.
Yo, we need to have you here often. This is awesome.
Yeah, yo, let me know, man. I'm around. So COVID got me doing nothing. So
another question we want to ask you is, how do you think of the season so far, and what do you think is the Yankees' place?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely we can't be unhappy with how it's gone. I mean, to say that I would be unhappy about anything, like, would just be me being us in general being spoiled brats. I think there have been some like minor little things that Boone has done, like with the bullpen or with, say, Paxton the other last weekend against the Rays, leaving him in for the second, and especially after that first 2-run home run by Lau. I mean, come on, you got to take him out after that. And he's, I wouldn't say that he's a slave to analytics necessarily, but that the tunnel nerds, the analytic nerds' opinions definitely do influence his decisions. But at the end of the day, I would say he's making all his decisions, and I would say all in all, he does a terrific job. But there are some minor things everybody gets upset with. But I mean, we could still have Girardi, who his team just got swept by the Orioles. Think about it that way.
Like Rothschild instead of Blake. Like Rothschild was like an old school guy. You have pitchers like Matt Blake here coming in with all this technology and all this cool stuff, like, and all this analytical stuff. Like, I was watching another podcast, like Chapman, like he had this like weird thing on his hand, like when he was throwing at home. And like the dude said, oh, it was like Rothschild would probably give him a towel, like do the towel thing, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Rothschild's like, I don't know, man. He also, like, with San Diego now, I mean, we saw them get routed by the Dodgers because he's not managing their bullpen very well. They very well could have a better bullpen than us, the Padres. They've got a great bullpen. Oh, yeah. And dude, they're getting the crap kicked out of him by.
All right, so we got all
bitch.
Brandon.
So, we're gonna ask you another question real quick. So where do you stand on kneeling before the flag or during the national anthem? As we saw the first game of the season with against Washington, the whole Yankees team kneeled before the national anthem. So what do you feel upon that? Because we get asked this a lot during our live streams. You watch them all the time. So we just wanna know how you feel about it, and do you think it's a good look for baseball?
Are you trying to get me canceled, Brandon? Come on, man.
Nah.
I'm kidding. Nah, but listen, I support everybody's right to their opinion, obviously, and it's I think the MLB especially handled it like as well as they possibly could have. They did the thing with kneeling before the anthem, everybody holding that, rope,
like,
or whatever the hell that thing was. all together, and then, everybody gets to choose whether they want to stand or kneel for the anthem. I think that's the perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
So
honestly, and
I agree.
We feel that I mean, like you said, everybody has their own rights and opinions. We get that, but we get kneeling before the national anthem. But I'm pretty sure me and CJ, we personally don't like it when they kneel during the anthem. Like,
Yeah.
we understand what it's for. Like, we've expressed this.
I understand it, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it. But again, I support like the fact that you can
What the fight is.
make your
we get
statement heard. Yeah, we get that. We understand. But
I mean, in the past,
that-
I was one of the people like myself. I was pretty critical of Kaepernick when he did it, and then
So was I.
we all were.
The thing is, though, about that is I kind of resent that now because people got more and more angry about it, like the fact that there was backlash. It's like, oh, we can't do anything. We can't protest anything. And maybe it was misdirected towards the anthem and the flag. But at the end of the day, now it's like, you probably shouldn't go after people for, expressing their opinions. And so at the end of the day, I'm not 100% behind it, but I also don't oppose it.
Exactly.
That's
I
a
agree with
great
that.
way to end the episode.
And if a player
It's
wants to
great.
do it, one last point, if a player on my team wants to do it like Stanton did it the first couple games and Hicks,
Yeah.
like
We support.
what am I going to do? Am I going to stop rooting for Stanton and Hicks? I'm going to stop rooting for the Yankees? Am I going to stop watching? Like those Astros fans on Twitter. Here's the other thing. Here's one last point that I would like to end.
Yeah.
Astros fans, team cheats for 3 years, wins a World Series. Oh, I don't care. I'm loyal to the Astros. I'm a real fan. I don't remember when the logo was red and our best player was Lance Berkman and we had Andy Pettitte and Roger Clemens. I don't remember any of that, but like the orange American League Astros, hell yeah. For the H, baby.
Oh my God.
And then they kneel before, not during the national anthem. They kneel before it. And then a bunch of Astros fans, that's it. I've been an Astros fan since 86. I watched this team through hell. I'm done. I'm never watching an Astros game again.
I've been a season ticket holder since 1960. Oh my God! I just canceled my tickets because they kneeled before the anthem.
CJ, what is that voice? Let's get a bro moment for that voice right there.
Clap it up.
But anyways, it was a pleasure to have you on the episode, King Glaber.
My pleasure to be on, fellas.
It was awesome. We really enjoyed it. Smash that like button down below. If you want our boy, King Glaber, to be in another episode upcoming soon, because he will definitely be here.
The legend.
So anyways, thanks for popping out to episode 11. We appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, bro.
Thanks for having me, fellas. I really appreciate y'all having me on.
Always.
Of course, man. All right, so that pretty much wraps things up for this episode.
Great video.
King Glaber came on, aka Jonas. Great job. Thanks for coming on again.
Huge shout out to my boy. His Instagram will be in the description. Go follow him. You should be going live with him for this video. So, if you watch the live, thanks for popping out to the video.
Yeah, go follow the man. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, I doubt you're listening to this on Spotify, but if you are, just click the follow button. But anyway, that wraps things up. Thanks for watching.
Use the code 4Line, 15% off fnxfit.com. Get yourself some nice refreshments. Make sure you follow us, our individual accounts. It'll be up on here. So, we thank you guys for popping out. Signing off, it's your amigo, Brandon.
It's CJ. Have a great day, everybody.
And let's go
Yankees.
Yankees on this Thursday.